Please let me preface this by saying that this is a bit awkward. You see, the thing that happened was that I recorded this episode like a month ago. What happened was, after I recorded this episode, I wanted to trip down to see family a few towns over, about an hour away. And the funny thing is with me, when I leave here to go to other places for a few days, what it always does is fuck up my routines and my schedules and throws me off balance to the point where I have to spend a few days readjusting and coming back into the groove of things. After I got back, I kind of did this funny thing. It's really cute, actually, where I just didn't do anything for a month because I was thrown so far out of my rhythm that I just couldn't find the energy to get back to it. But here I am now, finally deciding to stop being a bitch and get back to the things that are supposed to be done. I realize that the things I'm saying might not make entirely coherent sense because that's just how I be. But I hope you all understand, and also keep in mind that everything I talk about here happened a month ago. So look forward to tomorrow's prologue that's actually up to date. Look forward to it. Welcome back to the Kinokast Prologue, where today I did a bunch of things. In fact, I think today may have been one of my more productive and active days. But, I did not know it was going to be like that in the morning, because I woke up about 12 hours ago at 10 in the morning. Well, yeah, it's 12 hours ago while I'm recording it, of course. But whatever. I woke up about 12 hours ago, 10 in the morning, and I didn't do anything until like 12:30 when I finally got up and left and went about my day. At that point, I hadn't really done much. What I had done was I biked right on down to the tea shop immediately, because that's the first thing I do when I leave the house is I go get tea, because I'm a fucking tea freak. And yeah, I got my tea, and I talked to my good friend David for a good while. We talked about a whole lot of subjects, but mostly about tea and the different kind of ways tea is made. And, it was really fun, because I love talking about things like tea. It's a good pastime, a favorite of mine even. And that was really fun. I also learned that generally, like, starting a business, as long as you have the money, is actually a really simple thing to do. Just make sure you have all the health shit figured out, and bingo, you're done. Which means that, I can very easily have a tea shop of my own one day. Which I'm pretty sure I've mentioned before. That's definitely a dream of mine, to have my own tea shop. But regardless, today was probably one of the first times I actually stayed in the tea shop for a while and had a nice conversation and just enjoyed it. Had not happened to me for quite a while. It's been literal months. I think very close to 4 months now. If not just literally 4 months, which has been killing me. So that's great. I get my tea, I drink for a while, have a nice conversation, this and that. Then I leave temporarily to go for a nice bike ride. On said bike ride, I decided to, for the first time since I've actually been here, really go exploring down different streets and such, looking for new places and new things to do. During this time, I ride so far as I actually get to the high school in Westchester, although I forget what it was called. I always knew that Westchester, obviously would have to have a high school. But I never knew. I never saw it. I never, was there. I could never guess where it even might be. So it was very interesting to see that. And exactly at this time, it happens to start drizzling, right? So I think to myself, well, I better get on right back on over to the tea shop, because I knew that there was a new type of sencha tea that I wanted to buy, and I just could not wait for tomorrow. So I go on back, and also I was thinking if I don't go now, then the drizzling could very easily become torrential downpouring. So I figured might as well get the tea now, rather than try to wait until later and then have it where like, oh fuck, it's raining too hard. And I don't want to walk in there drenched, because, obviously I can't do that. So I get the tea, and then we have another very wonderful and beautiful conversation until they are literally closing up shop and I have to leave because I don't want to be a burden or anything. So I leave. And what do I do once I leave? I decide to go exploring again and even further. It is at this point where I go so far, I actually realize, hey, wait a minute, I'm right in the exact area where the Giant is, the grocery store that I've always been it's so far, I don't want to pay for an Uber, I don't want to walk there, because by walking, it's pretty far. So for a while, I've been having my groceries delivered to me using Instacart, which I've now decided I just cannot do anymore. Because if I'm trying to lose weight and be better and more fit, then I should be biking to Giant every time I need to get my groceries. Because let me tell you, going there might not be much of a workout because it's very downhill. But coming back is a fucking hell. For one thing, I'm holding groceries to keep on smashing back and forth against the fucking wheel. Not doing anything, but it's fucking annoying in general, and I don't like having to deal with it. And also, I'm going uphill all the way back. And that just, fuck, man. Going uphill is one of the most annoying things in the world. But I refuse to ever get off my bike and just walk up a hill instead. Because, sure, biking it might be difficult and painful and sad. But if I don't do it, then it's almost as if the hill wins and I lose because I couldn't handle it. And my pride cannot let that happen. So, of course, I bike all the way back up. And it's great. On my way back, I decided to stop right outside of the Rite Aid, which is, in the heart of town, as I'm finally back after 20 minutes. And I start talking to my one friend who is around there and hangs out there all day to say hi because he's a cool dude and I like seeing him. It is at this point that there's this, something odd and strange happens, right? What happens is there's this one lady there. I think she's probably around 40 years old and overweight. And normally, I don't care. That's not a problem. People are people. If you're a good person and if you're fine and we get along, I don't care. Problem being, she wasn't any of those things. In fact, she was kind of an abrasive and rude and loud and obnoxious person who I decidedly do not like very much. See, she had this thing where, first of all, she's very confrontational, or she was very confrontational, and it seems like she just assumes people are slighting her a lot, because she's very, very quick to, ask weird questions like, why did you laugh, or what are you thinking, this and that. And also, sometimes just so quietly, you can't hear her, so you have to ask again, and that's a whole other thing I don't like doing. But to make matters worse, she's, asking me what I've got, and, wanting to look in my groceries and everything, And that's just uncomfortable and bad. I don't know what to do. This is a situation I was not prepared for and probably could never be prepared for. So it's not a good time. It even gets to the point where, like, she asks if she can have the vanilla extract that I bought for some reason. And just because I wanted the whole situation to be done and over with, because I was very uncomfortable and just wanted the whole situation to be over. So I'm like, yeah, sure. You can have my vanilla extract. So then, what does she do? She fucking takes a swig of it, decides that she doesn't like it, and then eventually just gives it back to me. What? Why? I don't... Who drinks vanilla extract? And also, who fucking doesn't know that vanilla extract is extremely strong and would obviously taste bad? It's just whatever. That's not even the worst of it. And I'm going to save the worst of it for the end because it is fucked, right? So next she asks me to borrow my phone so she can make a phone call. And I'm always wary of letting people borrow my phone or use it to make a phone call or whatever. Because one, I don't want them also just deciding to snoop through anything I might have on my phone. And also, I'm always acutely aware that this is an expensive phone. And if someone just decides to run off with it or break it, I'm fucked. So, but of course, because I always try to be as polite as possible, and because, again, she makes me feel uncomfortable even if I don't show it, I was like, sure. So she makes her phone call, talks to whoever she talks to, and then she just decides to start playing music on YouTube, which I didn't give her permission to do. But what am I going to do? Like, be like, hey, give me my phone back? I'm sure that's like the obvious thing to do, and I'm just being a little bitch about it. But what can I say? I was awkward. But like I said, I saved the worst of it for last. The absolute most atrocious and horrifying thing that she could have possibly done. And I'm going to tell you all about it after this commercial break. Have you ever found yourself needing to record an interview for a podcast that you haven't done in over a month, and you just don't know what to do? Well, do I got the solution for you? All you gotta do is just do something on the fly, and hopefully it works out well. As long as you're good at thinking of things on the spot and making up funny things to say, or even if they're not funny, just saying something, then that's the way to do it. That is the advertisement. That's what you can buy. You can't buy it, but you know, your time is money, and if you spend it well, then you can accomplish anything you want. That's the goal here. That's the lesson. That is the story I'm telling. If you just spend a little bit of time working and honing your craft and trying to make sure you can ad-lib and make shit up as fast as possible and making it sound as natural as possible, then you'll be able to accomplish anything. Because if you do that, people will take you seriously. So thank you for listening to my advertisement for time. Come back next time when you also hear about other things that you can be advertised. Yup. Welcome back from that commercial break. I hope it was as spiritually fulfilling for you as it was for me. But back to the story. I believe I stopped at the climax of the story. That is just the worst thing that probably happened to me in a long time. The most odd thing about this female specimen is that she, one, kept on asking me if I wanted her to take her top off, which, no. Please, dear God, no. And she kept on asking random passerbys on the street, like, hey, you want me to take my... No one would ever, nobody, not even the most desperate man or woman would ever want to see you take off your top. So, what do you think she does next? Do you think that she decides to keep her top on? Because if that's what you thought, you would be wrong, all right? what she decides to do instead, obviously, is take her top off. Thank the fucking Lord. Although I don't want to call this luck because it's already a very unlucky situation, but we were so fucking lucky that she happened to have a bra on underneath. Because if she didn't, first of all, even her having her top off and her bra still on, thank God. Like, people walking by, like, man, now random strangers will see me and think, wow, he's a person who is hanging out with a fucking psycho fat lady with her top off. And I don't need that kind of reputation. And it was just so uncomfortable. Because then she, acted like she was showing off to people. And asking people if it's legal for her to do... It wasn't good. It wasn't good. Let me tell you that right now. If I could erase a memory, a single memory in my entire life, that would be it immediately. Because gosh darn. Sure, I may, I've only ever had sex with one person and I'm very desperate for more sexual relations, for I'm a young man. You couldn't pay me enough money to have me even come close to... It makes me want to puke all over everywhere, because god damn, was that probably the most uncomfortable thing in my life so far. But anyway, moving on with my day, I then thankfully get my phone back, and I bike on all the way back home, where I put away my groceries, and I have to continue to clean my apartment. Which, fuck, is that such a not fun thing to do? Because there was a lot to do. I was in, the end phase of cleaning, where, I just had to put things in the right place, and I was done. But gosh, am I just the least motivated person on the planet? I did do it, obviously, and I got it done, and now I'm very happy. My bedroom looks really nice. My instruments are no longer all over the other bed, so I can even make the bed. And if I have a guest over, I can sleep on my bed, and they can sleep on that bed, instead of me sleeping on the couch while they sleep on my bed. Because, of course, I am a hospitable host. But now, things are clean. I have good groceries. I bought new kinds of apples I didn't see before. I bought a piñata apple. I can't fucking wait to see what that tastes like. I dropped below the 190 mark in my weight, so now I'm actually able to begin the race. And that's great. I'm so happy about that. And my living room looks nice. I moved a table and I vacuumed. It just looks nice. What motivated me to do this is that, as you know, when I had Takumi over, Takumi Goto, otherwise known as Takumi Aldini, over, and he didn't say anything. Well, he said one thing, but that's because I initiated it, so it's not a big deal. But gosh, my place was a mess. My bedroom, horrible. My bedroom has been horrible for the past, as long as I've been here, because I kind of just shoved everything in here and didn't give a fuck about it because I never spent any time in my bedroom anyway. But nah, I have guests over. I have to take care of this shit. So now it actually looks nice and good and not horrible, which, I already feel better, although I do need to shower because, God, it was so hot today. But that being said, that has been my entire day. I didn't realize that I would just be describing my day, but, I can't say I did not enjoy the experience. I'm glad I was able to get the entire story out, just say it out loud, so I can move on from it and start a better day tomorrow and hopefully never see that horrible, horrible woman ever again. So, thank you for tuning in this fine night, and I hope you sleep well. I'll see you tomorrow night, everyone.